Well, hey there, fellow Rodney Kotorski connoisseurs, and welcome to a brand new series where, yes, believe it or not, we'll be diving straight into the loud, legendary, and occasionally eardrum-threatening world of the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum's steam whistle collection. And for our inaugural episode, we're starting off with something classy, something bold, and something that literally screams refinement. The legendary replica Nathan 6 Chime. Because nothing quite says tasteful like a whistle that sounds like a barbershop quartet arguing over directions in a canyon. This whistle has some baggage. Rail fans have long argued that it's an authentic Central of Georgia 6 Chime, but I hate to burst the bubble, folks. It's actually a replica Nathan, built to sound like one. You see a lot of railroads like the Central of Georgia, the Grand Trunk Western, or the Sioux Line, you name it, had their own tweaks on the Nathan formula, custom tuned the whistles to match their railroad's voice. So how did this particular Nathan replica rise to steam fame? We wind the clock back to the glory days of the Southern Steam Program. Locomotive 4501 was young, green, and freshly pulled from retirement. And the man in charge, Bill Purdy, the steam whisperer, Southern legend. But even legends have their own pet peeves. His 4501 Southern, or mostly known as the Princeton 3 Chime. It was too high-pitched, too shrill, too horror movie auditioning.
Here's Johnny.
So naturally, the hunt began for a better whistle, and over time, 4501 tried a few. One of them came off of the famous PS4 class number 1401. The Southern really loved their Longbill 3 chimes, by the way, slapping them onto about every locomotive from 722 to 630, 610, 2839, 2716, you name it. Even with NNW 611's introduction to the steam program in the early 80s saw her wearing her iconic Hancock Creek chime, sounding like a lot of the long bells that were actually inspired from Hancock themselves. And after a while, the engine started sounding the same, and the railroads started facing a dilemma. Like having the same ringtone in a big crowd and not knowing if it's your phone or not. So what do? Simple, you build a replica. It's got to be something familiar, but something also fresh. And thus our replica Nathan 6 Chime was born, measured like the real thing, with the bell standing at 15 1/8 inches tall, and the power of a foghorn on espresso. The whistle's debut was on 4501 herself, between the late 70s and early 80s. Here's a sample of the whistle here being blown at 200 psi. Before long, 4501 would receive her Princeton 3 again, and the whistle would go to a new engine, this time 722, during her time at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. And it's a really cool seeing that this whistle would eventually be on 630, being blown at the exact same PSI too. Now, it doesn't sound as much the same, but it does sound really close. Here the whistle's being blown at 190 PSI. And of course, 630 wouldn't be left out of the picture too during this time. They'd actually hopscotch whistles with the two, and that's actually kind of weird, but that's just me. The last time the whistle would be heard on 722 is when her boiler ticket said, "All right, I'm gonna head out." And the whistle would stay on 630 for quite some time. Fast forward to the 90s, and 4501 would see herself wearing a 6 Chime again. Now, I'm not sure if it's the same Nathan, but who knows? You can tell me in the comments below if it is or not. So I'm going to have to probably go back and change the titles on the videos or not that I posted from a while back, if it actually is the Nathan or not. But you can just tell me down in the comments below. The next engine that I know for sure wore the Nathan was S168 number 610, the star of the museum after 4501 and 630 stepped back from out of the scene. Here she blew the 6 Chime at a whopping 220 psi. Here's a sample. In 2010, 610's boiler certificate expired and she would be sidelined like an Amtrak Horizon car. After an extensive overhaul at the Sewell shops, 630 would triumphantly return after what had seemed like an eternity. And when you know it, the Nathan 6 would make its appearance occasionally on the engine. You know, you had to have everything in the shops, VNSW 3, Crosby 3 Chime, Illinois Central 3 Chime. There was a lot, whatever the shops could throw on that engine just for what reason they could. You know, these days, however, seems like the Nathan's here to stay on the engine, making most of its appearances on the Missionary Ridge Local, and some on the Somerville, doubleheading with 4501, and it's serving up that bold sound that we've come to love. I've had the pleasure of hearing it myself a few times, and yes, it still rings out beautifully at 190 psi. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One whistle's journey from replica to railfan royalty. It might not be original, but it is iconic. And in the steam world, that's what really matters: sound, soul, and a whole lot of PSI. Big thanks to TVRM crews and everyone whose videos and pictures that I've used to help piece this story together. And hey, next time someone says, "It's just a whistle,"
we ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
Until next time, keep your steam up, your ears plugged, and remember, foam responsibly, hydration is key, trespassing is not. And I will see you guys next time.